What is up, guys? As you can see, we got the Sportster out. We're actually about to go get some coffee just up the road. I've never been to this place, so I have no idea how good the coffee is, but it is local and I want to try it out, and that way I can get a little bit more energized for you guys and kind of give you some updates of what's going on. But we are going to get out on the Sportster for a little bit. I haven't really rode since Sturgis, and I didn't do that much riding up in Sturgis. So we are going to get out on the Sportster. Let me give you guys a cold start of this bike. Got to turn the fuel on. There we go. She needs some fuel, but dang, she just sounds good. I just love the way this bike sounds with that 1275 kit, that D&D exhaust, and with the suspension, she handles. I'm really digging the new Hogwarts headlight. Absolutely completes the look, especially with not running the fairing on the front. I love the look of that headlight. Alright, let's go get some coffee, guys. Alright, well, I ended up past it. So I can turn around. Here we go. Alright, let's turn into here. Yeah, it wasn't far at all, guys. That is good, guys. And I did not realize they were this close. I could have gone with a non-frozen, but I just chose a frozen this morning. But this is definitely going to get me going this morning. Now I feel a lot better, guys, now that I've had my coffee. And let's discuss a few things. So I haven't really rode since I've been back from Sturgis. I didn't really ride much while I was up in Sturgis. One, because of my dad's bike having problems. I felt bad leaving him at the campground. Not that he didn't have a way around, but he couldn't ride. And I didn't want to go off on my bike and just leave him there or him follow in the truck. So I really didn't do much riding while I'm up there. So it feels amazing to get out on the bike. It's starting to feel like fall. The temperature is just amazing. I don't need a light jacket yet, but before long I will. And I love riding in weather like that. I really do. I don't really like to have to bring out the heated gear. Alright, let's get out of my way. There we go. So we're getting out on the Sportster for a little rip around the town. I just love the way this thing feels. Sounds amazing. Look at that. Woo! Let's go. But if you're new to the channel or just started following me and you don't know, I've been riding the Sportster a lot more. I did take it to Sturgis with me, and I really wanted to take this bike to Sturgis. It wasn't the original plan, but I love the way it's set up. But my bagger just went kaput about a month ago now. The engine is just shot. I'm not putting time certs in it, helicoils. I am going to fix it eventually, but it is being put on the back burner. And there's several reasons behind that. Not that I couldn't do it, but that engine case has metal fatigue, and I feel like putting time certs or helicoils is just putting a band-aid on it. So I might as well replace the whole bottom end. But that whole project is going to be on the back burner for about a year or more, because I am looking at a whole nother bike, and I'm excited about that, guys. I really am. For next year, I need another bike for the channel, for myself. There's a lot of reasons. Now, I'm not a person that I just buy a bike and just get rid of it, especially with all the time and money and putting my personal touches on a bike. I like to keep them around. So I do like to wear them out. I do like to keep them for many, many years. I really don't sell them. And eventually I probably will have a decent collection of motorcycles. And another reason behind that of a collection is the two bikes my dad has, I'll eventually end up with. I mean, he's got a 91 FXR that we have built from the ground up. He's got a 90 model Softail Springer. Amazing bikes, just not long distance bikes. Well, at the time they were, but in this day and era, they're really not. They're really fun rip around bikes. Now, the Springer is just an animal on its own. Not a fast animal. It's just one of those kind of unique, not really old, because it's not a knucklehead, a panhead. It's still an Evo, but all that chrome, sleek, and the Springer front end. So, what am I looking at for my next bike? I know that's the question, because I'm not going with another bagger. I do love to travel, and I miss it. I didn't even get to put that many miles on that bike, and I'm not putting that many miles on the Sportster even for the rest of the year. So, I kind of miss my traveling. So, I'm looking at a Lowrider ST. That is exactly what bike I'm looking at. I'm kind of done with the big baggers. Now, you could classify the Lowrider ST as a bagger, a small bagger, because that's kind of what it is, a Softail bagger. I mean, it's got the fairing, it's got the hard bags. Now, the hard bags are kind of small, and that will be changed out. Woo! But there is a lot of plans that I'm looking at for the Lowrider ST, guys, and I cannot wait to modify that bike. It's just an awesome platform, I think. But I've loved that platform since day one that it came out, and especially with the 2025. So I'm not looking at getting anything older than in 2025 for next year. So either a 2025 or a 2026. So 2026 is going to depend on what they do to them. I don't think they're going to do anything other than colors. I could be wrong. I mean, who expected them to change it so much in 2025? Well, somewhat changed it. I mean, they went with a high output motor. The bags finally were equal length. They went to a 2-in-1 exhaust. So there is a reason why, though, I am looking at the Lowrider ST and not the Lowrider. And there's really only two reasons, because of the fairing and the bags. Because if I got the lowrider, well, lowrider S, I'd have to do that right off the bat, have them color matched, and that's not the plan. I just love coming out this way, really do, looking at the lake. That's an amazing view. But if I was going to do that right off the bat of having a fairing sent to me, or bags, even if they were different bags, and have them color matched, I'd rather take everything off and paint it myself to where it's completely different, it's custom, and in the long run, that is exactly what I'm going to do, but with a whole nother set of tints for that bike. So paint work is in the works for that bike for sure, but I just don't want to be doing that within the first month of getting it. I'd rather be able to ride the bike, and if I want to do a short trip, to have that fairing, to have the bags, to put something in, and not having to go ahead and paint everything right off the bat. So that is a big reason why I'm looking at the Lowrider ST instead of a Lowrider S. I mean, if you're going to add a fairing or bags to that bike, then you might as well just do a Lowrider ST. Now, just adding bags, maybe look at the Lowrider S, depending on what bags you're looking at. If you're just going to go with some soft shells like thrashing or something like that, then it's probably cheaper to just go with the Lowrider S. And if you're not really doing any long distance travel on that bike, but I really want the fairing because I love a fairing for that long distance riding. But I just want to get away from the 800-pound baggers. I really do, guys. And I love the look. I love the platform. I've never had a soft tail. I've never had an MA. So the whole platform is just completely new to me. And I rode them at test rides, but to own one is just going to be amazing. But I love actually just coming out here and looking at the view, the flags waving. But let's head on. Kind of getting close to needing gas on this bike, since it is a small tank. Now, when I get the bike, there are going to be some things I do immediately, but not for the warranty. I am going to change out the exhaust. Yeah, it comes with a 2-in-1 exhaust guide, but it's a factory 2-in-1. So what I'm looking at is a mid-length pipe. I do not want to put a shorty on it, and I want to change out the air cleaner and let it breathe. Because I guarantee you, we change those two things, having it re-dynoed, especially at Harley, let them do the dyno and not void the warranty. It'll probably pick up some horsepower and torque immediately just from those two changes. The other thing that I'll be doing pretty quick is going to be suspension. And I do have a company in mind that I want to do their front and rear suspension on that bike and get it dialed in. Now, I haven't sat on a Lowrider S or Lowrider ST in a while, but because of the stock suspension and the bike being a little bit narrower, especially than my Street Glide, and my Street Glide sits at a 13 in the rear, I'm more on my ball on my feet than being flat-footed on my Street Glide. But last time I did sit on a Lowrider S or Lowrider ST, I was easily flat-footing that bike. So I kind of want to go up a half an inch
anything more than a ½ inch in suspension, I'm gonna have to modify the swing arm to make it fit. Now, I really don't want to do that. So I do want to give it a little bit more travel. I want a little bit more height and give it kind of that Dyna Sportster look in the rear end, showing off more of that rear tire. Now, I know if I put like a 14 and a half, I really have that kind of stance. But again, I don't want to go modifying the swing arm and potentially voiding warranties by doing that. So the highest I can go is a 13 and a half and and have no problems. So those are the few things I will be doing to that bike immediately, because I want it to sound good, I want the comfort, and then start digging into risers, handlebars, triple trees. Because if I go ½ an inch in the rear, I am going to change out the triple trees, a drop tree, so that way I can raise the front a little bit, really give that bike some stance. It's going to look amazing. I can't wait to do that build, and it's my next touring bike, guys. I think the Lowrider ST, though, is just an awesome platform, and so many people are going to that platform because they can still do some long distance traveling on it. I had a friend that went from a Springer to a big heavy bagger, and then he went to a Lowrider ST because he still wanted to do some traveling. It was more sporty, it was his style. But I think a big reason is because you're not getting in that 800 pounds of bagger, but can still do traveling on that bike. You can add a radio to it, listen to your tune. It's very capable of that long distance, but very, very sporty to just rip around town and handle. You really kind of getting the best of both worlds with that bike. And even the people who are going from the baggers down to the Lowrider ST might not be looking at it as a sporty reason. Ooh. They just might want something lighter, but still be able to do the long distance traveling they're used to, because they don't want to hold up a big 800 pound bagger, but they're not ready to get a trike. And let me tell you, I did see a ton of Lowrider STs up in Sturgis. I don't see that many around here. I mean, I might see one or two, which really kind of shocks me. But I'm going to be interested to see what they do to Lowrider STs in 2026. Any special paint colors, any more modifications like to the engine, suspension. I really don't think they will, besides paint. But who knows? I mean, we really didn't know until they came out in 2025 that they were doing the high output motor, which is a huge upgrade, make the bags equal length. Man, it feels amazing out here. But leave in the comments down below if you have any ideas, if you have a Lowrider ST, what way I should go with the new bike build. But I hope you guys have a good one. I'll see you guys next time.